Hey, what's up? This is ChoseN, and I'm joined by my good friend Ash, and we are going to talk about a crazy topic here revolving around the cheat engine and Plarium finding a way to detect this and own some of the players that are taking advantage of this. So we are going to chat about our different perspectives on this subject. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, Ash? How you doing today?
ChoseN, I am doing just amazing, bro. Always love chalk and raid with you. How are you been, man?
Hey, things are crazy. We got the all sorts of the void events for Acrisia and the Python
Dude, don't even
fragments and
remind me, bro. Don't even remind
what
me.
happened? Did you go for Acrisia?
Oh, of course. I went for like this. Dude, I'm going bankrupt on Acrisia. I am the biggest sucker in the history of the world, bro. Did you get her? Did you pull for her? Did you have her?
I pulled for Acrisia. I did 100 voids.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up getting a Marichka, the new Ukraine themed
Oh, so you
legendary.
can't complain. You can't
No, I
complain
can't
about
complain.
that.
So
I
like
pulled a
of my
lot.
top three, it was Acrisia, Sify, and Marichka. So I actually got one of my top three. So
Well, congratulations, man. I think this is the second 10 time for Acrisia, and I pulled and I got a freaking Fortis.
that's
Fortus?
so awesome.
Fortis?
That's
I
so
don't know.
awesome.
Ooh, whatever, dude. I was
No,
bummed out. 160 shards, man. Come on, man.
dude, this is so.
It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. But then I'm the sucker who goes for
But
it.
we
So
knew
what
this
can
would
I
happen
say, bro?
because in our last collab, you mixed up
I know.
Staltis for Fortis, and then you
I
pulled.
know,
And then
dude.
you
It's
pulled a
it's all
Fortis.
my fault, man. Everything's my fault, guaranteed. So anyway, how's the cheating going for you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so for anybody that's new to the raid community, this was a massive source of drama like a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever. When people start, what happened was two content creators for Plarium in the official creator program basically made a tutorial on how to use something called Cheat Engine and showed people what it is.
You
And
know it's a bad sign when it's called cheat engine, by the way. You know it's a bad sign. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. So then Plarium kind of came down and told those creators they were suspended for a month for basically showing people how to hack in their game as official content creators. One person said, "Okay, sorry, I apologize," and that was BGE, who sat out for a month, who no longer does raid content. He's
Yeah,
moved
poor
on.
dude. He's been gone for like over a year now, right?
Yeah, he not because of that situation, but he just ended up,
Yeah, yeah.
personal life. He moved on to different opportunities and stuff. He's a good guy though. And then the other content creator, Stu, he did the opposite route and said, screw you. I don't care. I'm gonna like every content creator uses this anyway. And kind of started a fight with Plarium.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. I remember taking exception to every, I think he said it's like every content creator cheats or something like that. Including like himself or whatever. And I'm like, bruh, like I don't even know what a cheat engine is, dog. But like, like I don't know, maybe I'm maybe did you to be real with me, or are you afraid to say did you
No,
ever use a cheat engine?
I genuinely, honestly have no clue what cheating. I still don't have a clue. I know you can like speed
I
up
know
your
what it
game with it.
does. Yeah, I know that it speeds up the game, right? That's all I know, but I don't know how to do it. And like, dude, I'm not gonna download all these freaking programs on my computer. I'm old, bro, and I'm like, I'm scared when I have all this stuff running and whatever, and BlueStacks and whatever,
Well, also like this isn't an Overwatch 2 account that I spent $40 on. I mean, like I'm not gonna risk my raid account. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I mean, listen, first and foremost, though, like, I get the issue that people are upset that it takes them so long to do everything in raid. Totally empathize there, like totally, like I love that they're adding in slowly but surely quality of life issues, the auto ladder climber, the double keys, super raids, all that stuff, and I'm thankful for all that stuff. But it's still like a full-time job to play raid, so I get why people are inclined to do it, ChoseN. But to me, if you're using something called cheat engine, you might get banned. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, right?
yeah. Well, so and I always said like, okay, there's a reason that the people like Stu that did use it. There's a reason they do it in the dark and not on stream because they know what's wrong. They know they're risking. If you weren't worried about risking something, you would do it live. You wouldn't care.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, we're not going to make the same mistake and tell people how to do this thing, but we're going to notify them that people are getting banned. I guess that's the big topic here, right?
Well, and yeah, so I should describe what is on the screen. So you see on the bottom here, what this says is cheat engine true. So that's like
Yeah.
yep, that's a code from Plarium's side where where their game client can detect that cheat engine is actually running in relation to Raid Shadow Legends. And what they're doing is look at that note that pops up. The
Yeah.
battle was too fast. This battle won't count to your score. The resource you use to start the battle will be returned to your. So it's basically like they just make you restart your game until they don't
Oh.
detect the cheat engine running, because they don't want you to have that advantage of like speeding up your account, which I didn't even know about this. Like my clan mates started talking about this and showing me some screenshots that were floating around in different community discords and stuff like that, and they were like, have you seen this happening? And I was like, this is insane. I can't. They could actually detect it and police it and stop people from using it.
Well, dude, I mean, like, listen, it's this is one of those weird things. Oh, by the way, I have used in the past. I don't use it anymore. After they had the auto battles added to the game, I don't use it anymore. But I have used the auto clicker, right? So I don't want to pretend to be super pure and innocent. I did auto clicker because that was like, I could put that on while I went to bed and stuff. But then when they added auto battles, it was, for me, it was fine because that's enough energy that I spend anyway. Have you used an auto clicker?
Yeah, so Plarium actually allows
That was
us to
okay,
use.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would never publicly use something unless I got specific consent.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I asked them too before
Yeah.
I did it as well. But like, I have done that.
Yep, and I know Farbstoff. He's a great guy who develops the RSL helper tool. He actually lets Plarium know.
He's
Yep.
is he Italian? French? Italian? Or no? Am I making that up?
I don't know. I think he's German.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but I think
Okay,
and
okay.
I know he works with I know he tells Plarium like, hey, I'm thinking about adding this. Is that okay? And sometimes I think he's tried to add stuff for the arena and Plarium has said no. So he makes sure that the tool is not going to get people banned. So as of me recording this video, it's okay to use the RSL helper.
Got you. I want to ask you this, man. I want to be regarding, because I kind of saw this really quickly. I glanced at it and I thought they were banning players. But a two-part question for you. Not that I'm the host of this this video. Sorry. Two-part question, ChoseN. Number one is do you think that they should ban players who continue to use it after this warning? And number two is, if the answer there is no, do you think that resources should always be returned to them?
Yeah, I'd be okay with a certain amount of times that you get caught, maybe like a 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing. But like, I tend to lean towards not banning people, but just because there's sometimes people put so much money into their account that it could get murky for Plarium. But I don't think people should be using cheat engine. It's against Plarium's rules, so I'd be okay with sanctions against it. But I would do at least one pop-up like this, so they know, like, hey, don't do this, or you're risking further action on your account. And I don't know why they get the resources back. I'd be okay with saying, this run is null and void, and don't use cheat engine.
Yeah, I think that like cheat engine for me, is it does give you a bit of a competitive advantage, right? I mean, we're all limited by energy at the end of the day, right? But especially like whales, like energy, they'll just buy every energy they possibly can, right? So you can like not just clan versus clan, which is the obvious one. You can just rack up tons of points by having a much faster speed on your dungeon runs. So there's an inherent competitive advantage there, right? But in addition to that, with the year of PvP, maybe this is kind of a precursor to making things a little bit more fair before they add in whatever they're going to do for a PvP element to the game. Do you think that could be
Yeah,
something?
well, yeah, because obviously if you're able to speed up, and this could have, I could just be catching wind of this. This could have been happening for a couple months or something. And I just now saw a screenshot of it. But I think, yeah, it's very important if you're going to have a competitive ladder, especially giving rewards based on rank, that obviously if someone's able to do more arena fights than other people, that wouldn't, like in terms of, like, it's a very divisive topic about the auto clickers, and because like, I understand the perspective of mobile users that are like, it's not fair if I'm in a tournament against somebody who's a PC user and they're able to like auto farm overnight and stuff like that. So I do understand and sympathize with the different opinions, but like the auto clickers, at least they don't change how the game functions. Like they don't do dragon runs that take a minute in 20 seconds. They don't actually change the game. So I think that's
it's like hiring your little brother or something to press the replay battle overnight versus hacking into the game and making everything faster. So I can see that discrepancy, but you're right. Like you can make a case to your point that even an auto clicker is an advantage, you know?
Oh yeah, exactly, and especially for things like CVC or in the events like we see people going for Krisk as like a champion training thing. Like I do sympathize with the people that are like, I'm a mobile user. Like, how is it fair that? So yeah, it's a tough subject, and ultimately what I always tell people is all we can do is go by the rules that Plarium like,
puts in,
because they're the ones that have to draw these lines. And like if Plarium said RSL helper is not allowed, I wouldn't use it. You know.
Do you think Plarium ought to have something more visible though? Maybe they do, and I'm just not aware of it. But like, for me, the gray area is what if people just don't know? Like, oh, well, one third-party software is okay and one's not. Is there an official place that people can go to see what's okay and what's not to use?
Yeah, I don't know that there is, and I think there really should be a little bit more.
We should give that feedback, because like that's the whole thing, right? Is people just need to, if this is out there, like this is what you can do, this is what you can't do, and this is what will happen, then I'm cool with it, you know. But if it's so murky and so gray, then that's where it gets kind of confusing, and you can relate to the players, you know.
Yep, and yeah, I'm sure it kind of ends up in that bin of kind of like don't say, don't tell, like you know.
And don't give it visibility, because if they make a big announcement, now everybody knows about it. So like there's a lot to discuss, you know, on the topic. But I think suffice it to say, you know, enjoy the game. It's just a game. Don't don't do cheat engines, or you might, at the very least, right, ChoseN, you're going to be wasting your time.
Yeah, because it's gonna they can detect it now, which I believe back in the day, like at the first iteration of the drama, they couldn't detect it. So it's actually a pretty big game changer that at least they're moving towards a little bit more integrity in the game. And I know there's still some stuff out there probably that they got to work on. It's a constant battle, like all the games I play. Like when I'm in the Diablo community, there's people trying to bot, and then Blizzard has to find a way to ban the bots, and then the bots find a way to get around the ban, and then Blizzard has to find a way to like it's a constant like checkers game. Like I jump you, you jump me. I jump you, you jump me.
Yeah, totally understand that, and I think that's to your point, right? It is a problem that's inherent in all games, right, for the most part. And I guess in a way, given that this is quite a pay-to-win game, newsflash, ChoseN, I'm not sure if you're aware. You know, granted, you can have fun without spending money, but you know, I'm saying that a lot of people do. It's just like, we need to, I guess my fundamental belief is we need to keep the ethics of raid as above board as humanly possible. So like I applaud Plarium for cracking down on this sort of stuff, because the last thing you want to do, even if you spend $100 or $1, right, is feel like someone is getting the edge who's not spending, you know, like especially whether it's your time that you're spending or whether it's your money that you're spending, that's when it's not fair to me, right? If other people are getting more than you without spending their time and or money, and that's why that's why I'm against, like, obviously cheat engine, you know?
Yep. I'm against like things that actually alter the game or provide somebody a way to do something that you can't humanly do. Like I think there's been tools out there in the arena that will scan player IDs so that they can see if they change their name to deceive and like make it look like they're in a different clan and stuff. So like that type of stuff that a human can't do is where I would draw the line. Affecting the game or doing something a human can't do.
Hear you, man. I hear you. But I'm glad they have a tool to detect it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to talk about on the topic? I think we kind of covered it.
I think it's the first video I've ever made talking about the cheating stuff. I usually stay away from it, but because again, to your point, like, or to the point I made earlier, it's just like, why give it more visibility almost, you know? But this is actually pretty good news in the sense that, you know, it's not like mass bans. There's not like thousands of players. I don't know how rampant this was, but there's not like thousands of players out there who are out thousands and thousands of dollars because they're banning people. They seem to have like a more than fair system to deal with this and to deter usage of it. Because again, you're wasting your time because you're not getting your resources, but you are getting reimbursed. So I actually think this is actually a really solid move by Plarium, right? It seems like not, you know, the penalty does not seem super extra punitive, and at the same time, it seems fair, and at the same time, it should stop this because now they can track it. So it's good news for me.
Yeah, I'm all for more stuff like this and creating a good environment where everybody's kind of playing the same game. But yeah, man, it's always fun to chat with you, and we'll do a more tier list type fun topic next time I have you on.
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. Always a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me on.
Alrighty, that'll do it for us on this one. I will link to Ash's channel down below. He does a great job pumping out the Raid Shadow Legends content, so definitely check that out. And yeah, thanks, man. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, man. Take care.